Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I've been watching quite a few movies, some that I've already watched earlier and a couple that I haven't seen in very long time, like over 20 years and stuff. I'll talk about that in another video. One movie that I was looking forward to watching, which is a very new release, is 2020's The Invisible Man. Now, long-time horror fans of the classic horror movies from the Universal era, you would know that The Invisible Man is originally made in the 1930s. I believe 32 or 35, something like that. I've reviewed The Invisible Man a while back, and although that's the first time that I've actually sat back and watched those movies from the from the black and white era. Now, having said that, my I would say until this time, until watching the classics, my major knowledge of The Invisible Man is from the movie, is from the comedy film Abbott and Costello Meet The Invisible Man. I was aware that there was a series of movies, but I hadn't watched them until very recently. I watched the first one only, and I will watch the others pretty soon. And in 2000, there was the Kevin Bacon starrer along with Elizabeth Shue and a couple of other good actors, called Hollow Man, which is basically a take of The Invisible Man. And that is even that's not actually a horror, that's basically scientists gone mad, similar to the original one. I believe it has elements of horror in it, especially with a closed environment where they could not get out until the very end. And this one is also a modern take of The Invisible Man, where he basically uses scientific techniques. In this case, it's actually optical engineering, optical cameras and all that stuff. And this reveal is actually shown almost, I wouldn't say halfway, but a little after the halfway point of this movie. So you should know that it's nothing supernatural. But at the same time, I found this movie to be really effective, really well portrayed. A very awesome take on a classic horror thing, and basically everything has been the scientist gone mad, or in this case probably an inventor gone mad. He was an engineer. The movie is written and directed by Leigh Whannell. He's been doing awesome in terms of horror movies, and he's a director whose movies I tend to not miss out on and try to watch as many as he's been releasing. And it stars the lovely Elisabeth Moss. I was trying to see what movies I've actually seen of Elisabeth Moss, or what TV shows I've actually seen, and it turns out I haven't actually watched her in much. Trying to see anything that I've seen her in. Nope. Oh yeah, she was there in Get Into the Greek, but I don't remember. I've seen that movie a while back. I'm not really sure. She also was in anything else that I've seen. Not really. And I believe she's in the show which is making a lot of noise. That's kind of like a hit television series. I believe it's on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. It's called The Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, from 2017 onwards. The lovely Elisabeth Moss, she does a fantastic job as the. Throughout the movie, you're really worried about her, because at certain points, even though we know there's somebody that she's not, it's not something that she's feeling. It's not a mental state, acting up and all that stuff. You really feel for her a lot, and I think she did a fantastic job bringing forward that empathy forward. Kind of helps that she looks very cute as well. You've also got this actor called Aldous Hodge, who I've seen in a couple of movies here and there. Harriet Dyer, Michael Dorman, and Oliver Jackson Cohen. The actor who plays the Invisible Man is what's his name? Oliver Jackson Cohen. I've never seen him in anything else before, but you don't really get to see him too much because, he's supposed to be invisible. And his brother is played by Michael Dorman. He also plays quite a bit of a role in this movie. So, I would tell you, I don't want to spoil basically that's how the Invisible Man actually pulls that off. So she is Elizabeth Moss' character's name is Cecilia. She's in a abusive relationship with an inventor, a scientist who's created his company and made millions, and he's he's kind of secluded her and makes her do all his bidding, and he wants her to do as he wants to. She escapes from him. He almost catches her, but her sister is there to pick her up. She is scared. She lives with she lives with her former childhood friend, who's now a police detective, and his daughter. He doesn't have his wife. Couple of weeks after, she's like scared. She can't go out. They get to know that he died, killed himself, and that he left quite a bit of chunk of change for her in his will, and all that stuff. But of course, you get to know that his motive is to make her, drive her back to him, and cause a lot of problems in her life. So she feels threatened. She's scared. But of course, while everybody else tells her she's it's all in her mind. It's basically like trauma or PTSD. Towards the end, of course, she is vindicated because it comes to everyone's attention that she is actually right and he is behind her. There's a couple of twist at the end, which I'm not going to spoil because it's a fairly new movie. I want people to go and watch this movie. I believe it's online right now, and you can also watch it on. You can also get the DVD and Blu-ray, including the 4K as well. It's already been released. Because of the problems with COVID-19, they did an early release for home media. So definitely go and watch it. I watched, I believe, last Sunday. Today's Saturday. Meant to do this review a while back, but I tend to do my reviews on the Saturday and Sunday. Enjoying my, as much as I can, enjoying my 3-day weekend. So I would give this movie I think I would give it an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good for a horror movie or, like I say, a thriller movie, possibly. 8 out of 10 is not bad. I think it's really instantly rewatchable. So go ahead and watch it. Thank you guys. I'll catch you again pretty soon.